Oh, why hello there. Hello everyone and welcome to the Friday Night Craft and Chill. We're going to be doing finally finishing this dungeon dial that I've been working on for the last 3 weeks that I probably should have painted the first week. And, just hanging out, doing some crafting, some chilling. Put this back over here. No, that's too small. No, that's too big. Do I even know what I'm doing? The answer to that is no. I definitely don't know what I'm doing. There we go. That's the one I'm looking for. Hope everyone's been having a good week. You got the weekend here now, so if you're not having a good week, hopefully the next week will be better. Okay, so I'm just going to start messing around here and probably need this tea. Oh, hey Ed, how you doing, man?
Good. What's happening, brother?
Just, trying to wake up.
I see you got your go juice there.
Yes, I might have to fall back on some instant coffee as well at some point.
Yeah, I've been dragging a little bit today myself.
Yeah, that's, go ahead.
I was watching Punk last night. He had Hans. You probably never met Hans, but Hans comes to Joe Fest. But he's from Trinidad, and that's where he lives. But he comes to Joe Fest every year. And, and really interesting guy. He's a school teacher over there and stuff. So really interesting guy. Has pretty cool point of view on life and everything. So got done with that, and then of course Ken from Delta 17, him and I got into a conversation after that. So it was like 1 o'clock. I'm finally like, Ken, I got to get up at 5 a.m. I really got to go to bed. And he's like, yeah, you should go to bed.
Yeah. Ken seems to be like he gets on a roll and just goes.
Yeah. Well, he's also, he's an hour even earlier than you, because I think he's 2 hours behind me. So maybe even 3. Because he's in Vancouver, so maybe that's even Pacific time. So
I'm not sure. Do you know who Drod 5 is? I do not.
I do not know that.
But
welcome.
Hello and greetings. And we got Ian checking in.
I've never seen that name anywhere before, so that's interesting.
Who's to say, man?
Yeah.
I know I've responded to so many comments sometimes I forget, and I'm not getting any younger either, so that's partially my fault for sure. What's up, Fat Red?
What's up, Foo? What's up, Ian?
All right. So I walked into Michael's, and these were the only 2 grays I could find. Fortunately, I had some deep gray left at home, but they used to have all of these in the big containers like this, and they just redid the mod where there's about 1/3 of the amount of craft paint that there was there before.
Really?
They chopped the aisle in half.
Yeah, I know I used to go to Michael's because that was the only place you could really get the big bottles of gray, because like the Walmarts around here, they have basic gray, standard old gray, but to get any of the colors of gray, and like you, for most of my dials, I use gray more than anything else.
It looks like Michael's really chopped down their selection, at least at the store that I went to. And maybe a lot of it is they chopped down the facings,
right?
And if they would have, so there's only one facing, so some of it was plugged, but I don't think they had, I mean, I saw some of the spots the smaller bottles were supposed to go in that were plugged, but I didn't really see much for the larger bottles. That's going to kind of be a nuisance for me. So,
yeah. And I know the Michaels up here, they have like 3 or 4 different brands of that, type of craft paint that they carry usually. So they have like their brand and then some other name brand, and then there's a third one they carry. Yeah, folk art, and then there's another one that they carry too. So
Maybe Apple Barrel.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. There's been a lot of consolidation with crafting stuff lately.
which
Lots of-
seems odd. Which seems odd because there's a lot of people out there making crafts still. You know.
Yeah, for sure. But
Especially at this time of year, there's more people doing Halloween crafts nowadays than I've ever seen before in my life.
it just maybe it just seems everything in stores is getting more and more squeezed. There's less and less. Rent is probably costs more.
Oh yeah,
Electricity cost of running a business is more with employees, and it's just everything. They're squeezing everything toward online.
yeah, that's the problem, right? Everything's going to online. I mean, I don't mind shopping online for the convenience of it, but I really would rather go to the store, look at stuff, and make the decision on, especially like things like paint, because you can look at a swatch of paint online and it's not going to be what it's going to look like in real life.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's hard enough to look at it in the bottle and say it's going to be that gray, let alone what it looks like online. Right,
and what Fat Red's saying there, I think, is it's not impossible, and that's
doesn't end up like Joann's. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. What was it? Ian was saying currently 12 on figure number 12 out of 31 for Figtober. That's wild. Maybe I should start like Dio December or something like that.
There you go. You're gonna build a Dio every day for December.
31 Dio. Man, if I wanted to get some virality, that would probably do it. I would also look like a freaking insane mess by the time I was like 1 week into that. Dio December.
You get about December 10th, you're like, yep, I'm done. I quit.
That is a freaking thought right there.
I give up. I ain't making it any farther.
Man, that would be wild, dude.
I mean, I guess it depends on how in depth and how big of a dial you're talking, because some of the smaller ones you could pop up pretty quick. I mean, if it's just a base and, a little bit of a back wall, but if you're doing a dial, I mean, it takes time.
I think you would have to plan it where, like, if you were going to do some bigger ones, it would be modular.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking about doing a castle wall right now. And, man, even that might be too much, honestly. I said maybe you could do a tower, then you could do a wall piece, then you do a gatehouse. Those would be.
My castle Dio has 1, 2, 3, 4 bigger components, and then 2 bridges that connect the 4 bigger pieces together. And building the bridge in a day is one thing. Building, one of the sections with all the stone carving and everything else, and then the insides of it and everything. It's at least a weekend to build one section, and they're not big sections. You're talking 12 by 12 by maybe 18 inches high at the most for some of them. Yeah.
I mean, man, though, that would be. It almost sounds fun because I know it would be so freaking insane. Because I mean, I have to work too, and it's not like I'm not going to have things going on like holidays. I'm going to have a couple of different events and go see mom and stuff. So.
I guess it depends. Like if you did a dial, if you did a 25 days of dial, like, if they do 25 days of Christmas, right, for stuff, you could do just a video every day of building a section of the dial, maybe, right? That'd still probably generate some good virality.
It's not as impressive.
It's not as impressive, no. What's up, Unknown?
All right, Unknown. Thanks for stopping by, man. Yeah, that's man, that would be crazy stuff. You could tell I want to do it, right?
Yes, I can tell. You're talking yourself right into it. Let's get Fat Red's take on it. Fat Red, do you think you should do Dio December?
No. No, I don't want to hear those ideas, man. That's too much. It does not need any more complication. There's already more than I could possibly freaking handle in the initial statement. I mean, unless he's gonna talk me out of it, that's something else. But
yeah.
I was thinking I was gonna have to print one of the handles, but I realized I have a whole box of these little door knockers I printed out a while ago. Can you even see that? Sorta.
Yeah, you can see it. How'd that video do for you with the little wooden picture in your library?
Not great. I mean, I needed to do a video for Xtool, and
right.
I was talking to them, and they were like, "Well, why don't you try the the wood carving thing?" And it's an amazing feature, and I didn't do as good with it as the machine can do. The machine can do some amazing stuff, but it takes a long time, and I don't feel comfortable running it without sitting next to it, and I just didn't have the time to sit there for 20 hours or something. I mean, maybe if you had a different setup where you had like fire suppression and stuff, watching it, because they have automatic fire suppression setups. Now that thing does have some built-in stuff that helps, but it's not, whenever I run a laser, I have a fire extinguisher. I sit near it, at least in the same room, so I can glance over it periodically. But yeah, I just need to. There's so many things I could have done with that could have incorporated into a diorama, but I just kind of getting a little dry, I guess, on what to do with that. But I do have some really cool stuff I'm going to do with PLA again, which is, just it's in my wheelhouse. Trying to do the variety.
Yeah.
It's cool and all, but I already know what I'm doing with the plastic stuff, so I'm going to go back to that for the next one. I showed you that where you can get the varying colors, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's wild. That little test print you did is wild. Fat Red's actually talking you out of it, so there you go. Look at that. He's, despite being over the top.
Yeah. I figured I wasn't sure which way he was going to go. Either super detailed, or he was going to be like, "All right, watch your mental health, dude. You're going to have a freaking crash out if you try to do that." So yeah, that's. Well, thank you, Fat Red.
January 1st comes around. Where'd Rad Dom go? I don't know. No one's seen him since.
Yeah, it was like ever since Diorama December, we have like I don't know what would go with January, but some kind of word that includes a mental asylum.
I mean, I'll tell you, Travis and I a couple years ago for our show, we did that pictures, just one picture a day challenge for November, I think it was, that we used, and even doing that every day, with the we just gave like a word, whether it was, teamwork or whatever, right? It was just a hint of what the picture should, entail. And you could take a picture of anything,
prompt.
Yeah, prompt. And even doing that for 30 days straight was tough. That was.
Well, I was showing you the numbers that I was doing of videos on the early days of Random Diorama on Instagram. I mean, some of those months I did like 27. 5 videos a month. That was crazy, man. I was just like always making a video, but it worked.
Yeah. Blew the channel up anyway, right?
It did. It helped a lot. Yeah, I need to get into a grind of something. And also the other thing is, once you do a grind like that for like a month or a few months, and you go back to a not so crazy pace, even a fairly rigorous pace, seems like not that big of a deal after
Right.
getting through all
Yeah.
that. So you're like, oh man, I'm only making 15 videos a month. That's nothing. Like, and that's quite a bit. Want to do brown now? Kind of done. Yeah, I won't. I'll do that later. Jab along in Toy City. What's up, man?
What's up, Jabalong?
I need. Man, I wish I could get the pink foam without the lines in it. I want to make bigger pieces now, and I'm gonna have to like work around these stupid brake lines. I mean, I know I could just fill it in, but it's just kind of annoying.
Yeah. The blue foam from Lowe's still doesn't have that. They don't put the brake lines in there.
That's a thought. Is that what you use mostly?
That's all I ever use. I don't have a Home Depot close to me, so
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's
That's
one.
pretty-
There's one like 35 minutes from me, but it's, I usually get just a random, case of I'm gonna time to build a diode, so I just run down to Lowe's and grab the foam, and then I mean, the pink foam is definitely more easy to cut lines in and put dents in and stuff, but so it works
Yeah,
a little better.
more-
But,
A little more receptive to the texture.
Yeah. I mean, now I'm used to it now. So like the last time I built the diode out of pink foam, I basically killed it because I was, used to using I think the blue foam has a little more firmness to it than the pink does. So
Yeah, I always took it as more of like, it kind of bounces more.
Yeah.
Like foam, you squish it and it stays squished.
Yep.
There. Do you keep sheets on hand?
Sometimes. I usually go and see if I can find a sheet that's a full sheet that's broken, and I can just buy it for a discounted price.
I never do that, and I don't know why I never do that. I know I could get it at a discounted price, but I go in there and I just like autopilot anal OCD kicks in, and I look for the most perfect one I could possibly find. Like it matters, I'm gonna cut it all up.
Yeah, smash it all up.
Yeah.
How do you transport yours?
Friends.
Oh, okay.
I guess that's the other reason why I just keep them on hand. Once every X amount of months, I just go and buy a couple of sheets and throw them in my garage, and they're just always down. And I always keep on hand, try to keep on hand 2-inch, 1-inch, and 1/2 inch.
Yeah. A lot of the times when I'm building diodes, I'll just go grab like 2 of the project panels at Lowe's because it's easier, because I can fit the 8-foot in my car, but I can't fit the 4-foot in my car. So
Yeah, no, I get it. But
I mean, it's
Especially-
definitely cheaper. It's definitely cheaper. That's why, like, if I can find, a broken piece, I'll usually just have them cut it in half for me or whatever, and then someone will cut it in half. But
yeah, but I mean, I also have listings up.
right.
So I have to be ready to go if someone orders something. And
Yep.
Project panels would be a lot more money.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, because I can buy a 4x8 sheet for I think like $20, and a project panel is just like $8.94 or something like that. I think it's just shy of $9. So
Money's cheap. They're about 25 here.
yeah, they might be 25 now. I haven't bought a regular price one in a while. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's also easier for me to cut and manipulate the 2x2 project panel in my kitchen and stuff. So that's part of the other thing. If I was going to build like a huge dial and was just going to really do it, I mean, I'd definitely buy the sheet. Like when I did my castle, I bought one sheet and made almost the entire thing out of one sheet. But
yeah, I mean, I've been doing a lot of these, and I think you have too. I don't even build full buildings most of the time. I just build like, the front and maybe a wall or two. So if you're doing that, you don't really go through that much foam. But if you're building like a whole with an interior and everything, you just eat it up.
Yeah. Especially when you start adding stairs and stuff, because even if you make the stairs with just pieces of foam slats and then stairs on the outside of it, you're still eating up a lot of foam just to make that staircase.
For sure.
Because I think the one section of my castle has like four or five stairs and a landing, then the stairs turn the other direction and there's like another 4 or 5, and that was like a ton of foam. It was like, geez.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I've been thinking about doing something bigger. Castle would be cool. Oh, I didn't even show you. So this was that's the wood one. You can see it. It's not as deep as I would like it.
Yeah.
That was part of my fault for not putting the settings on long enough. And then I redid it in 3D print.
Oh, that looks nice. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. But, that laser is super delicate. And, I mean, just imagine, look at this. This whole surface was done with laser, and there's no black mark on it at all.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy. That's not possible with any other laser. So that UV is very unique, but it's not as powerful. It's a 5-watt laser as opposed to like these 60-watt things that would just blast everything off of there. But it would be a char.
It's like you said too the other day when we were talking about how like doing the wood's going to clog up your filter and everything else if you did that all the time. It's.
Yeah, I'm using it indoors. If I was doing it, piping it out the window. Specifically that. Engraving, not a big deal.
Right.
Not that big of a deal. But specifically trying to emboss and remove material like that, it's going to create a lot of particles. It's kind of wild because I never really did that with my other laser, and I'm looking in there and I'm like, man, there's like fine sawdust all over everything. I'm just like, it just doesn't even make any sense. My brain can't wrap around how laser is creating sawdust.
Right.
Particles. Doesn't seem like that's what should be happening, but that's what's happening.
Yeah, you think it'd just be like evaporating. I mean, in your brain, that's what you're thinking, right? Where's the sawdust even coming from? Because it's not cutting.
Right, or it would burn it into soot, but it's not.
Right.
It's white sawdust. I'm like, what is this?
Probably good to save for wood filler.
Probably, but it's getting sucked mostly into the filter. I guess I have to go in there and clean it out anyway eventually. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm not exactly sure how it works, but I think they said the UV, like something about it breaks up the molecular bonds, but without having to burn it. I don't get it.
That's even more mind-boggling.
Yeah. I didn't show you what it could do with the stainless steel.
No, you told me about that, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I need to mess with that a little bit too. And probably gonna have to do some deep glass engraving, which is something I wanted to do. That's gonna require. Yeah, I think that'll probably take a console too to like a space hologram sort of situation, like I was saying. right. Are we early tonight? It's only 11:09. Let me see if I can throw the link for this thing up.
I was gonna say it's quiet in here tonight.
Yeah. I don't really even mind that much, honestly.
No. I'm still trying to figure out how the hell we got to August 21st already today.
Yeah.
I'm sitting at work today and talking to the girl that works for me, my assistant, and she's like, "It's the 21st, right?" And I'm like, "No." She's like, "Yeah, it is." I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, it is." Holy shit, where'd August even go?
I don't know, man. It was my birthday over a month ago, and I still feel like I'm waiting on my birthday.
Yeah.
It's just strange.
I guess that's how time works.
It's how time works when you get old.
Yep, exactly. How time works when you get old is your day at work goes really, really slow and long, and then you get out of work when you can actually enjoy it. And you get home, and next thing you know, it's bedtime, and then before you know it, you're waking up and going to work again.
I have been falling asleep without meaning to a lot lately. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just like passing out. I've come in my room. I'm like, all right, after dinner, I make a cup of tea. I'm like, all right, I'm going to work on some stuff. And I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning with a cold cup of tea next to me and my pants on, every light in the house on, like, all right. And even though it's been a minute, I still like my routines have not.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're still adapting to your mom not being with you anymore right there.
Yeah, it's been weird. I've always had to force everything around what she needed, and now it's just like there's no urgency for any of that. So I'm just like whatever. Even if I passed out in the living room, she would get on me like, all right, I want to go to sleep. She wanted me to get up and turn the lights off and do this and do
that. Maybe passing out now is just your body catching up on all the rest you missed over the last several years.
Maybe so. But you know what? I have been waking up nice and early, and that's nice because I used to do that all the time. I used to get up at like 4:30 every day. And I love that time in the morning, and you can kind of get a lot done.
Yep.
So I would like to stay doing that and maybe just keep Friday night as my one later night. Not to say I won't ever do another later night, but the one scheduled.
Yeah. I get up early every day. I tell myself I should go to bed early, but I never do. So.
Yeah. Where are you at? Oh, you're still in that other room.
Yeah.
Are you getting used to not having your chair on the streams, or are you still missing it?
I miss the comfort of it.
Yeah. Some company on TikTok sent me a request to test one of their chairs, but I don't know how all that works. I got to get better with the new stuff with TikTok. I get emails and stuff, and it's all like message through TikTok, and they're like, "Oh, we'll send you a free sample." I never get anything.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with how it all functions now. They turned it. It's like a giant video game. There's all the bonuses, and you got to do this and do that and fulfill this and fulfill that. And I'm missing out on tons of stuff because I just don't even understand how it works anymore.
Yeah, I tried TikTok for a short period of time, and it was just like, okay, this is way too much.
Oh, there's Nate. What's up, SCS dog?
What's up, Nate? So if you're going to build your castle, you thinking about doing just like a castle wall on the outside of it, or are you thinking about doing like where you can see the inside of it? Or haven't you given it that much thought?
Well, I haven't given it that much thought, but I gave it the initial idea I had was just doing an exterior wall with a tower and a gate and some crenellations and a walkway behind that. But I wanted to have that set towards the back so I could do a bunch of stuff up in front of it.
Right.
I'm not sure what that would be yet, though. Doing an entire castle where you had the interior, that is very cool, but I don't think it would be the best for photography necessarily. I mean, it could be, but it would have to be really big where you could walk around and get multiple angles.
Yeah.
But if you were trying to set up shots, you would want that castle to be the backdrop almost.
Right.
Oh, you would have sky behind it, but that would be the backdrop, and you'd have shorter things in the foreground.
Yeah. Yeah, like a couple of those that Mr. C made. Man, I'll tell you, those things are amazing.
Yeah, Mr. C
Jeez.
uses a lot of space when he does that stuff too. I've been messing with him about the state of his kitchen table for, 5 years now. I haven't done it in a while, but
he did that one. It was the castle wall. He had some stairs that came down, and it had columns and had a whole, stone wall, yard in front of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing was massive. He started setting it up, popping it all together. I was like, geez.
Oh, it was a Joe Fest?
No. He was just popping it together on video, showing how it's after he had it all completed, he was putting it back together with the magnets popping and all that stuff, just showing off how big it was. I was like, and it was like a long video of him just popping these pieces up and together. I was like, man, I'm sure that was a nice commission.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't used to sell them. I remember he started selling them, and I guess he sells them all now because they definitely has a well-deserved reputation. Makes awesome stuff.
100%.
But I remember he was just making them and running out of space, I think, which is normal.
Yeah, I think he goes to Legion's Con now and sets up a table there and sells stuff.
That would certainly fit. Yeah, I wouldn't mind meeting some of those guys. He would be cool to talk to, I think. And
yeah.
I'm sure I could chit-chat with Vasco, too. He seems really chill.
Yeah, I met Vasco 2 years ago at Joe Fest, I think it was, or maybe 3 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's just been slowly building a little, and but consistent.
He does a lot of big dials. He did one that was this huge cavern. It looked like if you were staring at one side of the Grand Canyon. He had that on display. He had that on display at Joe Fest 3 years ago. I think that's when it was, 2024. Yeah, and it was huge. He had a 6-inch Rambo figure standing in front of it, and the figure looked tiny.
Yeah, that's sweet. I remember
he's a little dude, so him standing behind that table, behind that, he's probably, 5'6", 5'7", maybe.
Yeah, he got that. I remember he got that first 3D printer probably about 5 or 4 years ago, and it was one of the little single arm, a real small one. But he was doing some cool stuff with it. Yeah, I don't go on Instagram and just look at other people's stuff like I used to. I used to spend some time, like a couple of times a week, or maybe even every day for a while. I was just seeing what people were building. And I kind of don't look at anything anymore. There's a couple of reasons for that. Although it's good to get inspiration and ideas, and just to kind of like, dip your toe in the water to see what's going on. But also, and you have to start out this way, but when you start looking at other people's stuff a lot, you tend to emulate what they're doing.
Yeah.
And, once you kind of get on your own trip, you don't really have to.
Right.
You just don't have to. You could just kind of like, oh, I want to make a castle, look up a bunch of pictures of castles, or maybe I'll think of like, oh man, there was that movie where that castle was really, really cool. And, combine a couple of things and go for it, as opposed to basing what you're doing solely off of, maybe like another diorama guy or something.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with doing that. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with doing that.
If you look at like, your style, Mr. C style, Vasco style,
yeah,
and, you guys could all build the same thing, and it could be, you could look at it and see differences, right? Everybody, all the bigger names have their own, like you said, their own style, whereas a lot of the smaller dial builders are doing it out of hobbies. You can definitely tell they're just kind of taking inspiration from how they did stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, when I started, I copied like a lot of the stuff Al Figures did with his street stuff. But I think everybody did. When I got back into dial building the second time in like 2021, when I was looking at Stone, I was looking at Mr. C. He wasn't really very well known yet, but as I went through all of diorama Instagram land, his stonework stood out to me. Sage JG's stuff stood out to me.
Yeah.
And God, I can't remember this guy. I think he was might have been Korean or maybe Filipino, but he was doing these street corner dios, and the detail was way crazier than what everyone else was doing. And yeah, it was just a few people that stuck out. High School Creations that did too, but that's because I was in like 2016. I tried to get a laser to do foam, and I didn't have money. I had like a crappy laser, and it kind of scared me because you had to wear like eye protection. All right, Mudhorn, take care, man. So when I saw him doing stuff with lasers, I was like, oh man, that's super cool that he's going that way. And he like had the whole robot minion crew now, making stuff. And he did a lot of trial and error with that over the years. So
that's what I think. One of the things that I really like about checking Mr. C stuff out is that it looks so clean, right? It's not the type of castle that I'd want, because I like mine to look more beat up and worn, but like his stuff looks just clean. It's like out of
a lot of that is because his style is he does not do heavy dry brushing. He does flat paint and washes. There is dry brushing subtly in there, but the base is not painted black. The base is, maybe he goes black first, I don't know, but it's a solid gray or tan or whatever on each block, and then so it's not as high contrasty. But it looks more real.
Yep.
And the way he lines the blocks with the chunkier patterns and stuff, it just looks good. And that's easier to carve too, because the little bricks are a bitch. The bigger blocks, it's actually easier once you get the pattern down. I need to get more creative with the patterns I do too, instead of just the bricks, the blocks. But That's one of those things that I would do, making a diorama off stream, experimenting like that. What's up, my dudes? What's going on, Troy?
What's happening, dude?
Man, I've been doing a lousy job of shilling my Etsy the last few weeks, huh?
Yeah. Gotta show that stuff.
I haven't put anything new up or anything. I've just been in video land lately.
I was talking to this lady at work today. She's only been working with us for, I don't know, a couple weeks, but I got a conversation with her today, and she's like, we were talking about social media and stuff, and she's like, I have like 7 books that I've written, and I sell like these crafts that I make that have like my inspiration or motivational quotes on them. I was like, that's cool. And she's like, I have no idea what I'm doing on social media. She's like, can you help me? I'm like, I could try.
Wow.
Yeah. She's got some nice stuff. I mean, her books are great. You know, it's like one of them is how she got through like the death of her, I think it's her mother. She didn't really say who it was. It was one of her parents anyway, but how she got through the death of that with her faith and, you know, everything she did to, you know, get through that difficult time. And then she's got like a couple of poetry books that she's written, and then one's like all inspirational, motivational quotes. So
yeah, I mean, you're just making me think more and more that I need to start a on the side marketing agency.
Yep.
And not one of the cheesy ones that just gives you like a bunch of BS, do this and do that and do this and do that, and here's your report. Not that nonsense. I mean, you know, making the content and realistic guidance and stuff like that. No false promises.
Yeah, that's the problem that you have, right? Like every day I get emails from my job about, you know, oh, we can make your, you know, if you let me do your business, I can make it, you know, grow so fast and get you an extra 50 sales per week and yada yada. And it's like, no, you can't.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if you do ad spend, yeah, you're guaranteed to get some sales if you do ad spend, but will the ad spend cost more than the sales profit you're going to make? Maybe.
We're already doing, and that's the thing though, right? We're already doing ad spends. Like my boss has no problems dumping money on anything he can advertise. He's dumping money on it, right? It's like,
okay. Business is going pretty well though, from my understanding.
Oh yeah, 100%. We're hiring 4 new people this week.
Good.
Fat Red, yeah, I could have another camera if I was building something, but I'm not building anything, so. But I could, yes. I could show you a camera of just my awesome Hella Dope coffee mug that I still use.
I don't know. Could you have 2 cameras?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. So
I'd have to do it the same way you do, but I could do it.
Would we have to switch back and forth, or could we display both of them, all 4 inputs at the same time?
You could have all 4 inputs on the screen at the same time. They'd be really small. That's the other problem.
So this is presenting, right? So I'm presenting this. I can't present another picture until this one comes off. You're saying we can do 2 presentations at the same time?
I'd have to use my other account and just log in on my other account.
Okay.
Just use like my phone or whatever as a second camera, but it can be done. Yeah. Like when I've done coloring with Allison, that's how I've done it. Logged in with.
Yeah, I just don't think you could do exactly the way I'm doing it.
No.
Yeah,
Because you're sharing places.
There's only one presentation space in the
Right. Yeah.
studio, I think. Right. Yeah. Now, if we wanted to both pay $80 or $90 a month,
Right.
then maybe we could do it. I don't know. I'm not in that tax bracket, so
Yeah. That's a little too bougie for me, and I pay for premium YouTube.
that is too much, dude. That is more than I make on YouTube in a month. I'm not even gonna lie. That is more than I make on YouTube in a month.
If I were saying the way you guys are set up is something I've kicked around with other creators in the past, like Art Class with Friends. Yeah, I've done it before with a build with 2 people on stream. It's fun. I've done coloring with Allison, which is kind of in the same vein where you're both coloring the same page and talking while you're doing it. It's fun to do. The problem is it's just really the video. You know, more people you have on screen, the more screens you're sharing, the more small the pictures get. So
Yeah.
and this is Rad Dom Show. I'm just here for pure entertainment.
Moral support.
Yep. You guys don't see the private messages I send them all the time. You're doing good, man. Keep going. Hang in there.
Okay. I think I have to ship this out by the 25th.
You got 4 days.
Oh, it's no problem.
You got it.
Oh yeah, no problem at all.
You got this, man. You got it. You're doing good.
Get out of here. You go save that for Travis.
Oh, Jesus. I can tell Travis that. Tell Travis that till I'm blue in the face. I still won't listen to me. I think he got Punk his updated stand tops now. So
All right, I don't want to spread
Hopefully we'll-
business around.
oh no, I'm just saying. I think he got the tops now, so we should see a video from Punk coming out soon. So
Oh, okay, yeah, that would be cool.
yeah. Fu said, if you keep saying it, he'll start to overthink it, and then he'll psych himself out.
I don't know if he's talking about me or Travis.
I don't know either. Travis is not difficult to psych out.
You know what's cool about doing this on camera is, and that looks pretty good, but I can
Yeah.
see where when you mess up with the dry brush and you see a lot of streaking with the brush, it shows up easier on camera than in front of your face for some reason. The camera
Yeah.
just picks that up really loudly.
That's what I use my my son for, because I'll paint a dial. I'm like, how's this look? He's like, oh, you got some blotchiness here and strokes there, and it's like, okay.
Nice.
Especially after you do like a bunch of like gray dry brushes, you kind of it just blends in, looks like mud to your eyeballs. It's like,
Yeah.
and Fat Red's clarifying that he was talking about you, in fact.
Okay. I mean, I guess you could psych me out. I can be psyched out, but it's probably a little difficult sometimes because I'm so spaced out. I'm not even going to follow what the hell someone's saying for more than about 15 seconds. I'm like, yeah, oh yeah. So,
Yeah, what he
I don't
said.
know.
What he said.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good idea. Fat Red says he looks at his stuff in the mirror to get a different perspective or look at it upside down.
Yep. That's that's a drawing trick right there. Looking at it in the mirror upside down. That was the wrong gray. I put the brush in.
Hey, Eduardo, what's happening?
Eduardo, what's going on, man? Look at this guy.
Dr. Pepper's for everybody.
I can do that too because I'm in the other window also. Yeah, I drew a lot back in the day. Yeah. Yeah, it's like talking about that lady, dude. My brain, it's like I already know exactly what to do for her stuff.
Oh, yeah. She's gonna give me the links to her stuff Monday. Let me take a look at it.
I'm assuming she wants you to help her out for free, though, right?
No, she said she'd pay me.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I told her we'll talk about that after I take a look at everything and see where you're at and find out what your actual goal is at the end of it all.
Structure the goal around what you're delivering, not what her results will be.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, do results matter in the end? Yes, but at the end of the day, you're subject to the whims of the algorithm to a certain extent. And so as long as you are delivering what you claim you're going to deliver over X amount of time, that's really...
Yeah. Part of the problem is that she's struggling with, getting the algorithm to pick it up just because of what it is. You know what I mean? It's not sports, it's not gambling, it's not, scantily clad women, so it's...
Well, you're saying a lot of it is short inspirational quotes and stuff?
One of the books is, and then like the merchandise she's selling is like coffee mugs with one of, like they're all her own quotes, so it's like, quotes that she's created that she puts on coffee mugs or t-shirts or whatever,
Well, my guess is she's doing still images of the products.
Yeah, 100%.
Which will never, ever, 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 ever pick up in the algorithm.
Yeah.
Ever.
Mm-hmm.
So the way to do that would be, I should totally not tell you until I can convince you to include me in on this deal. But the way you should do that would be, it's not like you won't figure it out. You got to read the quotes. You got to have the audio. If you have the voice reading the quotes, and then you show it and you use an editing program to write the quote on the screen as you're reading it with some kind of background, motion graphic, preferably. That'll pick up in the algorithm probably. Make it inspirational. She's a chick. You tie it to like women's something because she probably had like, struggle as a woman going through it. Man, that could do fine.
Yeah.
But
I think the biggest problem is A, she's like my age, right? So she's never really messed with social media. B, she's not the type that's going to put herself out there, right? On video, right? So
doesn't need to, but she just hasn't spent time messing with programs and stuff to try and see what's easily possible.
Right, 100%.
I really do think I would probably enjoy helping other people in different genres out, right? Because it's like a little bit more of an intellectual exercise because you're doing something besides the same thing.
And it's all relatable, right? It's all the same thing, like it's just, targeting it towards a certain market, but it's all the same processes, same principles.
Yeah, I mean, different speeds of attention and stuff for different age groups. And like you said, you got to know what goes for what market. But, yep. It's just taking something and making it palatable for a target demographic.
Yep. Sound like you read that out of a textbook.
I just made that up.
Very good. You should write that down before you forget it.
I forgot what I say. I'll watch the stream later.
You have to watch the stream and record, screenshot it.
Yeah. All right, I guess it's time to do the highlights.
Have you ever thought about making one of those stone dock things again?
I've thought about it, and I actually have 2 of the wooden docks that went with it sitting up there. Yeah. Oh, you mean the thing that sold in like 2 days, and I never made another one of?
Yeah.
It sold for a good price, and I definitely should have made like some more.
Yeah, that one. That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah. No, but that would be a good idea for an upcoming thing. More docks is good. Tony's Figs. Look at this guy. What's up, Tony?
What's up, Tony?
That's right, man. It's arts and crafts time.
There is just a lot of pirate stuff going on right now, right? We got 2 Kickstarters that are pirate based that just recently finished. You have the Mythic Legions thing, and then you got Valaverse with his Black Series stuff, which is all water based.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Working on some pirate stuff would definitely be a good idea. Even if I didn't make stuff to sell and I was just doing content around it, it would probably be a good idea.
Gonzo, what's happening, brother?
We got Gonzo in here too.
Yeah. I didn't see him pop in, and then I was trying to read what Tony wrote, and it says Jay Gons, and I was like, "What the hell is he talking about?" Then I looked up, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." You never know with Tony,
Yeah. I've known quite a few people named Tony, and I don't think I've ever known one that wasn't a little crazy. You ever known like a normal, just chilled out Tony?
No, actually, I never have.
No.
Must come with the name.
I just realized that now as you were saying it, but.
Fat Ray, which ones you talking about? There's 2. So Bobby Val is making a Valaverse Street People or something he's calling it, and then Big Bad Workshop has what they're calling NPCs, so they're non-playable characters. Which one's you talking about?
Street People. He's calling it extras, man. Street People was.
I think that was his working name or something that he's using. So.
Extras. Bobby Vallis is extras.
Yeah, extras. Tony, I know I'm a smart man. I know that. You don't have to tell me. Michael Dumas, what's up, brother?
Hey, Michael.
I'm real chill now. Come on, Tony. I seen you at Joe Fest. I know better. Cool. I'll give you cool, but chill? No, I can't give you chill. You drive an ambulance. There's no chill about that job at all.
Some of those guys are pretty chill. It's funny with some of those times where you see them, like there's an emergency and they just look like they're going to get a cup of coffee.
Yep.
Like someone's having a heart attack.
Yeah,
just
that part they're
walking
definitely
around
chill
with their
about.
hands in their pocket, and I'm like, okay. All right, guys.
Yeah, at Joe Fest this year, Tony was there, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but he's a medic too. And
Yeah.
we got talking about like some situations, that they've seen and stuff, and they were both just kind of like, yeah, guy got decapitated, no big deal. It's like,
Yeah.
see that, oh well, whatever.
Yeah, I remember this one time my mom she's freaking out, she's screaming or whatever, and they're like rolling her off on a gurney, and this guy just like walks up to me like really calm with one hand in the pocket, and he's like, hey, you mind if I get some information from you? I'm like, yeah, man, that's cool. And then, like,
Yeah.
I just happen to have all of her, because she's paranoid. She called so many times for stuff that I had all her information written down on a clipboard. And he thought that was the greatest thing. And he's like, man, I wish everyone would do this. He's like, you didn't have to ask me nothing, I'm like, yeah.
Most people aren't that prepared for those kind of situations though to come up. It's like you were.
Right.
Yeah, Tony, I'll give you that, Tony. For what you've seen and done, I'll give you the fact that you're definitely chill for that reason. I'll give it to you. Jeez.
Can't win, Ed.
No, not with Tony anyway. Yeah, Shartimus tried getting his thing launched. It was, it just wasn't enough when he did his Kickstarter. And, you put something out there on the internet, man, someone's going to copy it.
They're separate things, man. They're
100%. Yeah, they're 100%
That's the official
separate.
statement we're giving on this, and we could leave that alone.
Yeah. No, he's talking about how like people are using that same idea of, just street people, normal background characters, right?
Yeah,
And
I get it.
And the truth is you put something out on the internet like that, someone's going to copy it. Even if he was successful, someone would have been doing the same thing in no time, right? It's just
people get inspired by things, and also what happens is once you prove that there's interest for something,
yep,
the algorithm picks it up. Even if you were to look on Google Trends, all of a sudden there's going to be like, motion in that direction because more people are talking about it. So, yep.
I wouldn't really consider what Big Bad Toy Workshop's doing to really be background characters anyway, because they're calling NPCs. They got a mob boss and some gangsters that are coming out, and they got policemen and SWAT people, cheerleaders, and
Speaking of cheerleaders, you heard what's her name died?
Yeah.
Save the cheerleaders, save the world. I used to love that show, Heroes.
Yeah, what the hell was that show called?
Heroes, yeah.
Yeah, Hayden, right? Hayden Panettiere, whatever her last name was.
Yeah, I wasn't going to try to say her last name, but that's it.
And Troy saying with dioramas and toy photography, NPCs totally make sense. Yeah, realistically, it's surprising that it took Shartimus coming out with his idea to even get people to think about doing something like that. Because everybody had talked about it. What's that?
Yeah, he's a Star Wars guy, and that's that's what stormtroopers are. All those different army builders, they're basically just the NPCs.
If you think about it, the cantina scene was filled with background characters, right? That's all it was.
I guess it does make sense in a superhero sort of mindset where everything is very character driven. There's not really a lot of background characters in comics. Sometimes it's just like the general mob in the background, but it's usually known characters interacting with each other, just a few.
Yeah.
I imagine there's various reasons for that.
Yeah, Dead Man 1, he created some heads that he was selling for a while. They were custom heads, and he just called them victims because they were all beat up, bloody heads, right? Because that's, he does a lot of like horror photography, so it was all just background characters that happen to be getting chopped up or attacked by the whatever the monster is, right? So I mean,
the red shirts in Star Trek.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of want to watch Heroes now. Haven't seen that in so long.
I'm sure with her passing, it'll probably get put out on all the different streaming services for a while.
Yeah. How many seasons did they make of that? I'm pretty sure I didn't watch the whole thing. I feel like I watched maybe 4 seasons.
I only watched the first season of it. I don't even know what happened after that.
And like that wasn't like super early internet, but it was pre-social media, a lot of that, because I remember it would be on like forum boards. They would call that her dad HRG, horn rim glasses, and that was like everywhere online for a while. Four or five.
Yeah. NPC is kind of like character archetypes. As a kid, I love Fisher Price Adventure People. That was kind of a collection of archetypes. Yeah, exactly, Fabric Food. The deal back then, though, is like even with G.I. Joe back in the day.
Yeah, that's Jabalong.
Oh, is that Jabalong? Oh, that is Jabalong. Sorry, I was reading the comment below it. But yeah, that's true, 100%. I love the Fisher Price Adventure People. But back then, the 70s G.I. Joes, they weren't named characters, right? And Adventure People was the same way. You could just get that archetype and do whatever you wanted with it. The thing I love about the Adventure People is you look at the characters' names that they gave them, and it's just like Steve, Dick, Ralph, Sue.
That's funny. A boy named Sue.
Heroes was a great and horrible at the same time, says Troy. He really enjoyed it. There's I don't know what, I think he's from China originally, or his family's from China, but he works with us, and his name is Shu. Like it's XYIU or something like that, right? And I'm sure it's longer than that, but he goes by Shu. And at work, they're always like, because he works up in a different office in Canada, they're always like, is Shu a boy or a girl? And I always said he's a boy. And they're like, how do you know? I was like, because life ain't easy for a boy named Shu. That's how I remember that he's, a guy, right?
That's funny.
Yeah.
In case anyone doesn't know, that's a Johnny Cash song.
Yeah.
A Boy Named Sue.
If I ever get to meet him, I'm going to make that joke to him, because I don't think he'll understand unless I actually play him the song.
Yeah. Probably not. I find that more and more in the workplace, man. I don't even think it's just age. I think especially in the DFW area, there's so many people here now that didn't grow up in America. And I make a joke about something. They're just like looking at me and I'm like, oh man, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. The joke's not funny when you got to explain it.
Yeah.
Jabalong saying he feels like a modern version of Adventure People would sell really well. At 1/18 scale, people are always asking for classic character archetypes. Yeah, I agree. I think if a company did it right, a 1/18th, even a 1/12 scale updated version of something like the Adventure People would probably do real well. It really opens up more creativity, even in kids, because you're not dealing with, this is Batman or this is, a specific character. It's kind of like what Lego used to do, right? Lego back in the day was just blocks and circles and pieces. You made whatever you wanted. Now every set of Legos is, a specific IP or a specific thing you're supposed to build.
Yeah, I kind of don't like that. I mean, it's like anything else. When it first started happening, it was nice seeing the licensing of the favorite, your favorite characters and stuff, but it just got overblown. And
Yeah.
I think that all they really sell now is mainly the licensed stuff. I mean, the other stuff that's actually was meant for kids probably doesn't sell as well as the kidults buying all the Harry Potter and Star Wars stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And like when my kids are younger, right? My son and my daughter, that's a couple years older than him. My second daughter was very into Lego, but like they'd build and they just follow the diagram and just build whatever it was supposed to be, the Batmobile or the X-Wing or whatever, right? And it's like there's no real creativity in that. They were building, but it wasn't, they're following instructions, so.
Yeah, I mean, we would build them once and then it would break apart and you build a bunch of random stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they do sell the city stuff and they have like the astronaut stuff still and things like that, food, but the Lego City and Lego Space and those kind of things they don't sell as well as the Star Wars or any of the other licensed IPs.
I mean, I'd have to check and see, I'm not exactly sure, but I would guess that they don't, just judging by the amount of shelf space that the licensed ones have, but they could just be paying for that too. But I don't know why they would if it wasn't selling.
The one figure that the Big Bad Workshop's putting on their NPC line is a news anchor man, and he looks just like Ron Burgundy, right?
I was gonna guess that. Yeah, that's funny.
And they have like a news anchor late night show figure that they're going to be making at some point, and then the accessory set for it is like a bunch of weapons. Remember from the scene where they have like the news teams all
street fight?
Yeah.
Oh man, all I remember is the one dude. I think the guy from The Office.
Yeah, Michael. Oh, what's his name?
Scott. No.
Well, Michael Scott is his character. What the hell's his name?
I don't know. Anyway, he's
got
that grenade.
He played Brick. He played Brick.
He's got that grenade, and he's just
running
around with a grenade. I was like, oh man, this. Yeah.
Yeah, at some point he has like a javelin or a harpoon or something. A trident. That's what he had. A trident out of nowhere. But yeah, they got like samurai swords and like a grenade, a gun, and a machete or something for the news anchor, accessory set. You're thinking, oh, it's gonna be, a news folder and microphone or something.
Microphone, camera, yeah.
Nope.
That's funny.
It's like, well, I know where you guys got the inspiration for this from.
Here's a fig of Joe.
I think he's talking about just having some random dude named Joe or something. And Fu saying Tron and Blacktron were always his favorite.
Yeah, I remember the Blacktron. I was like with the black space Legos.
I was never into Legos as a kid.
Oh man, I was. I mean, even back then they were fairly pricey, but
oh yeah,
nothing like now. It's not even.
No, I remember like one of the last sets I bought my son. It was a Star Wars one or a Batman one or something, and it was like a small size ship, and it was $50 or something like that. I was like, geez,
yeah,
not even a lot for what you're getting, what you're paying for.
I remember my grandma buying me the pirate ship. I had the blue and the red pirate ship. You remember the original ones they had?
Yep.
Back in the 80s, before Pirates of the Caribbean or any of that stuff.
Yep.
and the big one was $100, and that was like a lot of money to spend on some Legos.
Oh, yeah.
But I had the monorail.
Oh, the monorail was cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I had that. I had multiple castles, probably about 5 or 6 castles, easy, and then lots of the smaller sets to go along. I had like the lunar base, like the blue one that had the arms.
Yep.
There was just a bunch of them, and I had the police boat and the fireboat that floated. And my dad threw all those out.
Oh, the sad childhood of us 70s and 80s kids.
Man, parents were not about keeping toys for a lot of that stuff.
Nope.
It was like, too old for toys. Get rid of this crap.
Yeah, it either got donated to your younger cousins or went out into trash. There wasn't even hesitation like, let's send this to Goodwill. No, it was just, let's go in the dumpster.
I don't know what he did with it, man. I had the Technodrome and all the turtles and the sewer playset and the van and probably about 4 or 5 big, like the big, deep totes.
Oh, yeah.
Lego. All my old Transformers, what was left of them at that point, they just like gone.
Yeah, I'll never forget my uncle. He went into the Marine Corps, had a whole bunch of like late 60s and early 70s GI Joes, had them stuffed in a box up in his bedroom. And when he went to the Marine Corps, Grandma had a yard sale and sold it all on him. He's still upset about it to this day, and she's been up in heaven for 12 years now. He's still mad at her about it.
Well, yeah.
All right, Eduardo, have a good night, man. Get some sleep.
Take care, Eduardo. You must be running low on Dr. Pepper over there or something.
Mm-hmm.
What am I missing?
Yeah, I've helped my uncle accumulate some new, redos of his, collection over the last 10 years, 15 years or so. Things that he remembers having that he liked. I've helped him get, good deals on it and stuff. But it's still funny because now I think he's like 68, 66, something like that. But now he's like, oh, I have this awesome collection of, G.I. Joes and all these old vintage toys that I've picked up over the last, 30 years. Because he's a big, artist, comic book guy anyway. So he's always had toys and stuff. And now he's like, none of my grandkids care about it. What am I going to do with all this stuff? It's like, well, I'll take it if you want me to have it instead of your grandkids. I won't sell it, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it in 20 years when I'm done with it either. So,
Luke might want it.
Yeah, Luke would take it for sure. All right, Foo, have a good night, brother. Get some sleep.
Take care, Foo.
Yeah, Luke's already claimed my whole collection. I mean, I personally don't care what he does with it after I'm gone. I mean, it doesn't mean nothing to me.
Yeah, I get that.
I kind of feel like the same way Larry does, right? If you want to sell it, sell it. Just don't get screwed over on the deal.
Which is easy to do.
Yep.
Man, it's funny. I thought this was just going to be too little. Like this was going to go super fast. It's actually taking up quite a bit of time.
Oh, yeah. We already hit the 1 hour mark. Nice.
Yeah. We're over that, right? Yeah. 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah, we are. Oh, I'm not used to you starting so early.
I know. I actually started before 11. It's unusual. Like I said, I ate dinner really late. I wasn't sure it was going to make me earlier or later. And I was serious about that because I knew that if I were to slow down and doze off after dinner, I won't wake up until like 11 something.
Oh yeah.
My chair, so it made me earlier because I was like, I can't do that. I gotta get up. I gotta get
It's
up.
real easy to fall asleep with a full belly too.
Oh man, forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
I had chili dogs for dinner tonight.
I had 2 chicken thighs in the oven and some rice and just some like frozen vegetables.
Well, at least you got all the food groups covered. That's the important part.
I mean, I pretty much always do. I almost never eat a meal that doesn't have veggie, starch, and protein. Or at least for dinner, anyway.
Yeah.
But if I just eat like a very carb-heavy meal with no protein, I'll get low blood sugar sometimes. So I gotta watch that.
You got the accessories for this one already done?
Yeah.
You?
Yeah, I have the. That's a good thought, actually, because those can take a little bit of time. But yeah, I have some crates and stuff. Let me make sure what I got. Yeah. It's funny, all these barrels I've had for so long, this is all printed on my Ender 3. Which I have not used in a long time. Did I tell you Ender reached out to me?
Yeah, you did.
Reality? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if they get back with me. I don't want to do things for product only anymore. I have enough printers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in time, I'm pretty sure they will, but a lot of them try to do things where it's product only, and that's cool. I understand them trying to do that, but it's been long enough. I've worked hard enough on growing an audience. I don't want to do that unless I'm just dying for it. Like,
well, it's like you said, you got printers already. So if it's some new machine, like when you got the laser, right? I mean, that's that's a different.
And the laser opened up a whole different world of possibilities that I could not do without it. So that's a little bit different. And that machine is ridiculously out of my price range. I'm sure some people can afford to buy that on a whim, but I would not be one of those people.
I would not be one of those people either.
I mean, it's great. If I was in that tax bracket, I'd buy one, but I'm not. So. What is this looking like? And we're gonna have to do green and brown I have little bits of green and brown all over this normally. What did he have?
Fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
I like a good fish and chips meal.
Doesn't sound bad. Is this, where'd you get that from? Just like a Long John Silver situation, or?
That's what I get every time I go. I go to Red Robin. I get fish and chips. They have great fish there.
Man, I haven't even seen a Red Robin in a million years. Okay. Pretty good. Oh, I need that green and I need that brown. What is the green? I think the green, I think it's that lime or avocado moss, maybe. Where is that? Moss green, avocado. Brown. Brown is one of those colors, whenever I paint it, it almost never turns out the way I want it to. With foam, anyway. I don't know.
Yeah. He's saying he got it from a local place in town. Good food. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Gatekeep it, Troy.
Yeah, that's right. Don't tell us your secrets, place.
Don't tell us the secret fish and chip spot. No, that's cool, man.
Like we're ever going to be in Oregon anytime soon. Jeez.
Oh, man. What's the weather like?
It was nice today. It was 80 degrees. It's down to like 60 something now. Let's see what's our current temperature. 62 degrees right now. Perfect sleeping weather.
Oh, yeah. That does sound pretty nice.
Gonna get down to 57. Nice. We got a high for Sunday, and Monday is 63 degrees.
Oh, that's your high.
Yeah, it's a high, yeah.
Right now, it's 89 degrees. It was 105 today.
Oh.
Tomorrow will be 104. The day after that will be 107. The day after that will be 105. The day after that will be 104. And then we have a cold front coming in. It'll be 95.
Be freezing. Got to bring out the sweatshirts.
Man, that'll be rough, dude. 95, then 97, 98, 99. So, yeah.
Yeah, my buddy was in Atlanta this weekend, and he said it was, or this past week actually, and he said it was 114 to one day.
Oh my goodness! I don't even want to think about that. It's
No.
This is way too much. Way too much. Soup and salad, specials change daily.
All right. Well, now we know. Now we know where to get the fish and chips from. The good stuff.
Yeah, man. Soup and salad. I want to say there was a place here named that too. And it was like in an office building. This is back in the late 90s. I remember a place called that, and it was like not on the first floor either, but they just built it into part of an office building, and all the buildings around there in Dallas, we'd all go to lunch and go in that joint and eat. You know, it was kind of crazy the way they did it, but man, they cleaned up. It was smart.
They did that here. They did that here in Buffalo. There was a mall. It was a smaller mall, but it was right downtown in Buffalo, and it basically got turned into all restaurants, not just like food court restaurants. There were some of those there still, but the whole mall was basically all just restaurants and office space, so people would just go there and eat from downtown because you could just walk over there and have choice.
Yeah.
Troy says he was not 99 yesterday, 87 today for his temps. So.
Yeah. I am looking forward to the fall and winter. That's all I'm saying.
James Watson, what's happening, man? Just got in. It was 107 in South Alabama. I think Alabama near the Florida line earlier this week on Tuesday. It got to 113 here. Yeah.
Rough.
No, thank you.
No, man.
I mean, I was hot today. It was 80, man. Oof, I had the AC on in the car. Dying.
It's so funny because people here think 80 is so cool, and I'm like, man, it is hot. I'm dying. Too much. Once you get used to it, it's not bad. 80, but in the beginning of the season, when it's first warming up, 80 feels hot.
People laugh at us because up here, we get like heat warnings when it gets to like 84. It's like it's gonna be hot. Got a heat warning today. Make sure you stay hydrated. All that stuff, right now.
Yeah, you'll see people walking around with a jacket on when it's like 78 degrees outside. It's like, man, all right. And I'm one to talk. I wear a dang hoodie. Like, I wear a hoodie in 105 degrees. But that's just because I like to have one with me in case I'm in somewhere.
Yeah.
With crazy air conditioning or something.
Yeah, it's funny because it's been like 85 here for most of the summer, and we have the AC cranked in my office, and everybody in there has like a sweatshirt on or a long sleeve shirt, and they go outside for lunch or whatever, and they're like, it's so hot out there. I'm like, well, you're wearing your sweatshirt still.
Yeah.
It's 60 in here, but it's still 85 out there. We've gotten lucky this summer. Our summer hasn't really even been that humid, so it's been nice.
Yeah, it hasn't been any rain for quite some time now. And sometimes here around the last couple of weeks of August, you'll get some heavy rain and the temperature will drop down to the lower 90s. But that did not happen this year.
I couldn't live in that heat. I'd be dead.
You just can't go outside that much, man. Everything you do is like air conditioning to air conditioning.
Oh, yeah.
You go outside, it's in like short, controlled bursts. Or you're very young.
Yep. Yeah, when I was in the service and I was in my young 20s, it didn't bother me at all. There was days when it was hot, sure, but 95 degrees in Texas didn't bother me at all. It's like, yeah, whatever. It's just another day.
Yeah, I didn't understand why people would complain so much about the heat. I'd be like, all right, yeah, I get it's hot, but you're just whining. And now I'm like, no, I'll just turn into a puddle and not be able to move. Like, don't need to call paramedics. It's not optional.
Santa Claus will have to come put you together with magic, Christmas magic, huh?
Something. Yeah, it won't be good.
Yeah, I'd be a whining mess if I lived in that heat. I mean, you get used to a point, but geez, there's only so much of a point you can get used to it too.
Yeah.
James West is saying, you ought to see my wife's birdhouse I got done this week. made to look like a tiki hut. It's 9 inches long by 6 inches wide. Porch is 6 by 6 covered area. Wife is going to put inside the house. If she's going to put it in the house, then how the bird's going to get to it?
I think that is 9 inches wide, 9 inches.
I used to make quite a few bird houses back in the day.
I've been thinking about getting a bird feeder. They have them all over the nursing home where Mom's at. That's pretty cool. I've been sitting in a room with her and just had a bird just fly right up to the window near the bird feeder. I'm like, oh, that's pretty darn neat.
Yeah, I like those ones they make now where like you can hook them right to your window and then it's like a mirror on the inside so they can't see in your window, but you can see into the birdhouse. So you get to see them like build their nest and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Oh, I haven't seen that. That sounds cool. Years ago, I had squash growing on the patio, and it was like snaked up through the railing and stuff, and hummingbirds would come up to that, and that was those things are amazing to look at.
Yeah, I love watching hummingbirds, and they always have like those beautiful colors that glisten when they move and stuff.
Yeah, we have around here in the spring. There's a lot of cardinals.
Yep.
And there's a lot of I guess they're blue jays as well.
We get a lot of blue jays and cardinals up here, but the cardinals are usually around through the winter up here.
Yeah. No, they're down here in spring.
I get to 105, they're like, yeah, we're going up north. It's too hot down here.
Yeah. That is probably it.
Jay says it's got two monkeys drinking on the porch on one side. The other side has two monkeys debating making a ceiling fan out of an old button. That's cool.
Got some character to it.
It's funny because when I was younger, I was like, oh, bird watching is so boring. It's kind of dumb. I mean, I always like the nature part of it, seeing the birds and, especially if it was some rare bird. I got to be like 45. I was like, oh, look at that bird. I'm going to go take a picture of it. We get some birdhouses so I can watch the birds float around it. It's like...
Yeah. I definitely experienced the grandpa effect, even though I'm not a grandpa, of wanting to watch stuff more than actually run around. Like, I don't mind sitting down and just kind of like watching things happen sometimes instead of having to be doing them all the time. Spartan Toy Hunter, hey guys, thanks for the stream. Have you been able to check out 112 scale fireplace and church balcony at Target dollar section? No, I have not.
I have seen them. Cool. Yeah, they're Matthew has picked them up and shown them off on. He showed them off on Punk's Pit last week, and Robert, the guy that is making that wall for me, that he cut out used for your windows. He's got the fireplace right now, but that fireplace would be cool. But it's like 3 inches thick, so like if you were making a dial out of that, you'd have to make sure you either cut it down or made the wall really thick.
I don't know if it's Vasco or one of those guys had a bunch of stuff that looked like that they were painting. Are they purple? Purple plastic?
I think one of them looks purple.
Someone just did a reel. We're talking about, painting up all these pre-made cheap props, basically.
Jay Gonza saying he was, speaking of bird watching, he was just watching it on YouTube in 8K the other day. It popped up, so I was checking it out. That's cool.
That is pretty cool.
And Wolfpack's back with us again this week. What's up, Wolfpack?
Hey, Wolf.
Yeah, I know that movie came out, I don't know, probably 10 years ago now or whatever it was, with Steve Martin and Jack Black, where they were doing like that bird watching thing where you have to go and like check off all the different birds you see, and you got to get, whoever gets them all wins a prize. That was a pretty cool movie. I can't remember what the hell that was called.
I haven't seen that one. Have you seen The Odyssey?
I have not seen The Odyssey yet. I want to. It's on the C list, but
yeah.
I have not seen that GTA 6 has leaked, but I don't really play video games, so that's probably why.
Yeah, I used to play video games a lot, but I'm done with them for now. I don't know. Maybe eventually.
Yes. That's what it was called, Gonzo. Thank you. The Big Year's what that's called. It's a good movie. You probably enjoy it. You should check it out sometime.
Possible. Dang it.
Troy saying The Odyssey is too long for him in the theater.
That's true too. I haven't been to a movie theater in many years, and I don't know if I want to sit there I feel like I'm going to fall asleep, to be quite honest, in the dark somewhere. I don't know.
That's the type of movie I'd rather watch at home. So if I want to pause it and go get a refreshment or use the restroom or whatever I got to do, get a cup of coffee, I can do that.
Let me see if I can call you out real quick, Ed. Is there any type of movie that you wouldn't rather watch at home?
Yes.
Is there?
Yes.
Okay.
If there was a new Star Wars movie, I'd probably go see it in theaters.
Okay. That's fair. That would feel like an event.
Yeah. It would definitely have to be something, huge, right?
Yeah.
If I went to the theater, though, I'd just go to the local theater that's here in town. It's just, a single screen, small theater. It's like $8 to get in, and, it's never full. So,
yeah.
I haven't been to an actual, movie theater, AMC or whatever they are nowadays. I couldn't tell you how long. So.
Me neither. I couldn't even remember the last one I went to, honestly. I know I saw some movies in 2005 or 2006. I don't even remember. I think I've gone to one or two since then, but I can't recall.
I think I went to a movie maybe right after COVID kind of, things started opening back up. I went to the theater here in town because there was a movie my daughter wanted to see and she wanted me to go with her, so I went to that. But that was 4 or 5 years ago now.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that one, Joe. Yeah. Tetranova 77. Oh, cool! A live stream building of dioramas. Yeah, that's what we do here. Craft and chill, and just yap.
A lot of yapping.
Oh, yeah.
That's why we need Briscoe to come back. He always had good conversation pieces to start. Cereal and vintage candy and music. Movies that were from 1975.
Yeah, Briscoe is big on the classic 80s and 70s movie knowledge for sure.
Yeah. Project Hail Mary and Motu was my last movies, and they were too long.
Yeah, I saw both of them at home, and I thought they were good, but I wouldn't want to go to a movie theater.
James Watson saying when Star Wars came out, he saw it 7 times. Couldn't get over the special effects. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Gonzo went and saw Motu at the drive-in theater. We have a drive-in theater close by here too.
Oh, that's neat. There used to be one down in, I think, Waxahachie. But
where I grew up as a kid, the movie theater was like a walk through the woods to get to it. So we used to camp out down behind it and just walk up and watch the movie for free.
That's crazy. A drive-through?
The drive-in, we just walk up because it was literally like through the woods from my parents' house.
Gotcha.
When we first moved in, you could actually see the movie screen from the roof of my parents' house. So we'd sit up there on the garage and just watch the movie from my parents' house.
Yeah, I never saw a movie in a drive-in. And in New York, I never saw a drive-in movie. It wasn't until I moved to Texas in '97 that I saw one. And there was only one that I remember. Block's looking real good. Thank you. I know they kind of had somewhat of a resurgence now, like maybe about 15 years ago.
Yeah. The one that's by my parents' house has been going as long as I can remember. You know, it's been sold to 17 different people throughout the years, you know, but they still run the old school, halftime movie theater thing where they have, 2 movies and then they have like the dancing hot dog and, the snacks. So people go to the snack bar. And it was nice when they switched it to like they got rid of like the things that they broadcast through the speakers, and had it come through your radio. Because then we just bring a portable radio with us and watch it from the woods. We saw a lot of movies for free when I was a junior and senior in high school.
Yeah, it sounds like it. All right, I gotta make some straps. I'll be back in 1 second.
Yep. That'd be a good idea if it wasn't January in New York for me, Gonzo, because I would do it, but if the Buffalo Bills were probably playing, they'd probably do that. But it's a pretty cold day to be sitting down watching a Super Bowl outside in February.
All right, let's go.
Spartan Toy Hunter saying he saw the Odyssey twice. 3 hours flew by fast. Definitely a great movie and standard screen. No need for the IMAX. Yeah. And James Watson saying he misses the days of the drive-in theaters. Hide food in the trunk, drinks in the trunk. Yeah, my theater was always able to bring the drinks and food in. Even when I was a kid, I remember my parents would take us, and we always had the station wagon packed full of a cooler, and you open up the back of the station wagon, we just lay there in our sleeping bags and watch the movie. Jabalon, when the trees were small enough to see from my parents' house, they were still using those little speakers that you hang on your window at that drive-in theater. When I got older, we could pick up the radio station from where we would camp, which we could see from the woods, the screen. But that's how we saw all of them, like my junior, senior year of high school. So we watched the movie in silent. I remember watching King Kong, though, when it came out, when we first moved in. Yeah, I think I that's cool, Tetra. I think every kid, should have to go see a drive-in movie at least once in their lives. It's just a cool experience, sitting in the bed of a truck or on the ground right behind your car or whatever, eating snacks you brought from home and all that stuff, or go pick them up at the grocery store before you go. I remember when I was a kid, though, like as a teenager, like to get in, it was like $5 a person, let's just say, for two movies, which wasn't bad, right? $5 for two movies, but we'd still sneak people into the trunk or have them lay on the floor underneath everybody's feet so they could get in for free. And then after a while, they just started doing like it's $8 a carload or whatever it was.
Yeah, I mean, didn't do the drive-through, but we definitely would go to a movie and then you watch almost to the end and then sneak out and then go to the next one and then the next one.
Yep. Have a good night, Troy.
Take care, Troy. Thanks for hanging out, man.
Jabba, I'm saying, as a kid, one of the TV stations simulcasted on the radio. I'd be sent to bed, but I'd listen to the shows like the Jeffersons on my pocket radio. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, that's neat.
And Gonzo saying, yeah, he hid in the trunk before when he was a kid for the mood drive-in. Yep. I remember when I was in the service, I did radio communications. That was the job I did when I was in the service. And we'd be out on a retrans, which was basically just transferring one FM signal that was secure through a radio system and putting it back out through another FM secure signal. But we knew all the frequencies, so we'd sit there and plug the frequency in for ABC or CBS, and we'd listen to Friends while we're sitting out there, or Cheers or whatever show was on at the time on regular television.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know in the 80s, if you had one of those fancy radios that had the extended range on it, you could get all kinds of TV stations too. I used to have CB radios and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
CBs in Brooklyn in the 80s were nuts because everyone's on top of each other. So you would have every night, there would just be hundreds of people talking to each other. It was pretty neat.
My dad had one of those huge CB radio antennas out behind the house. It was taller, twice as tall as the house. And that's how we communicated with everybody. He'd call my grandfather, who has CB radio. All of his friends had CB radios. He didn't even pick up the telephone. He just got on the walkie-talkie and was for CB radio and was like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Yeah, and it's funny because in the city, in many ways, the CB radio was the precursor to the internet chat room. People would have their own radio sign-on. So when they would get on the CB radio, they would hit a button and it would play like, "Hi Ho Silver" or something like that. And it would be like, each individual person's, "All right, I'm here for the night. This is Big Mama."
Like, everybody had their own radio handle. It was wild. It was a wild cowboy time.
That was Little Buddy.
Yeah. I remember one time, because my dad's antenna was so big and so powerful, we were actually talking to a guy who was a boat captain on the Mississippi on a boat. It was pretty wild. Of course, as a kid, you're like...
Yeah, I remember stuff like that happening. So what would happen is you'd have like a storm or something. And if the clouds were the right way, I would be talking like many, many states over. It was super cool. Yeah. It's crazy. I forgot all about that stuff, honestly.
Yeah. Gonzo said he found a ham radio on someone's lawn, sold it for $400 on eBay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
My buddy's a big ham radio guy.
I bought a CB, I think maybe about 20 years ago again, just to see if I would see what I could see around here. I didn't hear nothing, man. Nothing. And I guess, now with cell phones, the truckers aren't on them as much.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and a lot of those phones have CB radio capabilities, which isn't really CB radio, but Spartan Toy Hunter saying talking about the drive-in makes me remember the scene in Monster Squad. Jeez, where the kid was watching the drive-in from the roof of his house. Good times, absolutely good times. Jablon is going to lunch. All right, Jablon, have a good night.
Take care, Jablon. Come back next week.
Same bat time, same bat channel. Well, it might not be at the same time.
Yeah, the
Might not be
time
the same time.
fluctuates a little bit. I mean, I'm pretty regular, but
Yeah.
it does fluctuate a little bit. I mean, I could make jokes about it, but I'm probably more consistent than a lot of people on here. Most people,
I agree 100% with that.
yeah.
You're definitely consistent for Friday night for sure. You might start at 11:30, or might start at quarter after 12 here, but it's definitely every Friday within that half hour, 45-minute block.
I mean, 3 years is a long time.
Yeah.
For this type of stuff, a lot of people come and go in like a year or so. They don't really last much longer. I mean, some people do.
Yeah, that was a cool scene in that movie, Gonzo, when the tornado ripped through the drive-in movie theater. And Twister, the original Twister.
Yes, I liked the original Twister. I don't even know if I saw the later ones, but
I think I saw the first newer one that they did, but I didn't really. I mean, it was all right, but I didn't really care for it. It wasn't the Twister movie like we had.
who was the male lead in Twister?
Oh, that was isn't it not Bill Paxton? What the hell is that guy's name? Is it Bill Paxton? He's the guy that played one of the Wyatt brothers in Tombstone. I know that. I'll tell you in just a second.
That might be Bill Paxton.
Yeah, Bill Paxton. Yep.
Okay.
And Helen Hunt.
Yeah. Wow. What was that movie? 95?
Let's see.
94?
1996.
96. Man.
Long time ago.
It seems like it shouldn't be, but that was 30 years ago. Wow.
Yeah.
31 years ago, I guess, or 30 years ago. Yeah. Goodness. What do we got on time?
It's like talking about Tombstone. I was talking to somebody about that the other day. That came out in 1993. I was like, there's no way that movie came out in 1993. It's like,
yeah. I remember walking in the movie theater with my dad, and I didn't even like it. I was like, whatever. I was like 13 or 14 years old. He's like, let's go see Tombstone. I really want to see it. And I'm like, I don't even remember what the heck we went and saw, but I twisted his arm to not see it. And now it's like one of my favorite movies ever. But
yeah.
Whatever.
Well, when you're a kid, the Westerns aren't really your thing, when you're young and all that stuff. So.
Yeah, I think if I would have given it a chance, I would have liked it because it's sufficiently. Although it's a very popular movie, it kind of has some cult movie elements to it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, it certainly wasn't just a typical Western.
No. And I mean, it was way after the heyday of the Western too.
Yeah, 100%.
I think now it's kind of easy to look back and just think of it as a Western, but it was, Westerns were not in style when Tombstone came out.
Oh, no. Westerns went off TV and stuff in the 70s. I remember being a kid watching, during the day, I watched the Lone Ranger, and then I'd watch Cisco Kid and a couple other ones that were on, you know, and then all of that was gone. Space Race started.
Yeah, I never watched any of that. I watched a little Lone Ranger here and there occasionally, but yeah, no. Watched a little Buck Rogers. But I think I watched Knight Rider. I really like Knight Rider. You know, the 80s shows. I liked, what was another one like that? I'm drawing a blank now. A-Team.
Yeah.
I love the A-Team, dude.
Oh, yeah. I still watch the A-Team. I like Knight Rider as a kid. I find it hard to stomach now because it's just cheesy. Gaza saying he went to Tombstone, Arizona, and some lady said, "You aren't from around these parts, are you?" He thought she was being funny. She told me I should head out early because of the flash flood.
Oh, you should have said, "I'm your Huckleberry" or something like that. You know.
He said there's an incoming monsoon. Her question made me think Western movie, but she was just getting me a heads up, trying to save your ass, and you're just like, yeah, okay, whatever, lady. Too funny.
Yeah. Well, it's 12:46, which is a little earlier than I normally stop, but we're over 2 hours already, so
Yeah.
I gotta wait for this to dry sufficiently. I should have glued these on before, but honestly, no, not really, because this makes the dry brushing easier, not having them in the way. Now I'll glue them on, and we'll get the black straps and stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up now. So thank you everyone for hanging out and talking. Special shout out to all my channel members. I appreciate your support, and anyone who goes to the Etsy and buys some of the stuff that I make. I really do appreciate that. Hope everyone has a great week and a great weekend, and yeah, hope to see you guys next week. Oh, and anyone who came and hung out, thank you for hanging out and chatting. So take care, everyone.